Hey everyone, so today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to pull back the curtain and show you what happens when we have what we think is a killer idea for one of these explainers, and it just falls flat. It's a really important part of making anything, really, and we've kind of coined a term for it, the achievable pivot. So, check this out. We started with this idea that we thought was pure gold. Moving out of your parents' house is actually achievable. I mean, come on, who can't relate to that? It's a huge deal for so many people. We were so excited. We were like, yes, this is the one. This is going to be a grand slam. It just felt like the perfect topic, you know? We were all geared up to create this awesome step-by-step guide, the whole shebang. But first, we had to answer the one big question that everything hinges on. Right, so what are the steps to actually make it happen? I mean, for a good explainer, you can't just have a good idea. You need the how, the nitty-gritty. What are the finances? What are the real-world obstacles? What's the secret? So we jumped into all our source material, super confident we'd find all those juicy details. And crickets. Seriously, nothing. We hit a brick wall hard. You know that feeling, when you're super excited about a project and then bam, you run into a problem you just did not see coming. Yeah. That was us. Our amazing idea had just smashed into a massive roadblock. And this is what we found. It's kind of like a tale of two topics. On one hand, you have our moving out idea, and the feedback was basically, hey, your sources don't have any advice on this, like zero. But then for a bunch of other potential topics, the sources were overflowing, totally covered in depth. The foundation we needed to build this thing on, it just wasn't there. So what do? This is that classic fork in the road moment, right? And it's a huge decision. It doesn't matter if you're making an explainer like us, or writing a paper for school, or even starting a business. You're gonna hit this point. What do you do now? Well, as we saw it, we had two paths forward. Option one, we could stick with the moving out idea, but we'd have to go find all new sources. Basically, start from scratch. Or option two, we pivot. We switch to a topic that we know we can cover right now because the info is already there. And look, asking for new sources is totally fine. You can absolutely do that. But you have to realize it's a full-on reset button. You're going all the way back to the beginning. And there's no promise you'll even find what you're looking for. It's a big gamble. So you can probably guess which path we took. We decided to embrace what we're calling the art of the pivot. Sometimes you just have to recognize that the best way forward is the one that has a solid foundation already built. Yeah, we chose to pivot, and here's why. And this is the key takeaway, really. A great explainer depends on great source material. An awesome idea is one thing, but if you don't have the goods to back it up, it's just an empty box, no matter how cool the box looks. And what happened when we pivoted? Bam! All of a sudden, we had all these killer topics available, and they were already covered in depth. Waking up at 4:30 a.m., getting jacked, crushing your tests, each one of these was loaded with info, just waiting for us to turn it into a great explainer. And that's what we call the achievable pivot. It's this strategic decision, right? You're not just ditching your original idea, you're shifting from an idea that has no support to one that has a really rich foundation. It's about being smart and building on solid ground to get the best result. So that leaves us with this final question to chew on. Is an idea only as good as the information that supports it? It's a pretty deep question and definitely something to think about next time you're working on, well, anything really. Thanks for tagging along for this little behind-the-scenes look.